We live in a world that's all about the hustle, right? But what if the secret to actually getting more done was trying less? It sounds kind of crazy, I know. But today, we're gonna dive into this ancient idea that promises exactly that. It's called Wu Wei, and it's the art of effortless action.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever feel just trapped? Like you're on this hamster wheel of hustle, and you just can't get off. You're bogged down by these endless to-do lists, and you've got this nagging brain fog that makes even the smallest decision feel like a huge deal.
It's kind of like this. Picture yourself sitting in a car. You're flooring it, right? Revving the engine as hard as it'll go. You can hear the noise, you can feel the stress, you're burning through all this fuel, but you're not moving. Why? Because the car's in park. All that effort, all that energy, and it's getting you absolutely nowhere. That right there is the perfect picture of what overthinking and burnout feel like. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it comes from this really cool ancient concept from Taoist philosophy. It's called Wu Wei. And right off the bat, we need to be super clear about something. This is not about doing nothing. It's about effortless action. So let's just break that down. Wu Wei, you pronounce it Wu Wei, literally translates to non-action. But honestly, that's a bit misleading. A much better way to think about it is effortless action. It's this beautiful art of, just going with the flow of life instead of constantly fighting against it and wasting all your energy. And this is the number one mistake people make. They hear non-action and think it means being lazy or just passive. But that's not it at all. That's just doing nothing, which gets you nowhere. Wu Wei is actually really strategic, it's intuitive, it's all about being smart with your energy so you can get things done calmly and effectively. It's absolutely not about giving up. I love this analogy because it makes it so clear. Think about a really good surfer. They don't go out there and try to fight the ocean, right? That would be insane. Instead, what do? They watch the waves. They feel the rhythm. They position themselves in just the right spot to ride the wave's own energy. That is Wu Wei. You're harnessing the power that's already there instead of trying to generate it all yourself.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the theory behind it. But how do we actually use this? Let's get practical and see how Wu Wei can be a super powerful tool for tackling two of the biggest problems we all face today, overthinking and burnout.
All right, first up, overthinking. Oh man, it's such a vicious cycle, isn't it? You've got all this mental chatter just buzzing around in your head. That leads to what's called decision paralysis. You know that feeling when you can't even decide what to eat for lunch. And the end result of all that? Just wasted energy. You're completely spinning your wheels. So how does Wu Wei deal with this mental spin cycle? The classic answer is, be like water. Think about it. Water hits a big rock in a stream. It doesn't try to smash through it. It just flows around it. It always finds the easiest path forward. And we can totally adopt that same mindset for our own mental roadblocks. So what does that actually look like in practice? Okay, next time you feel yourself getting stuck, try this. It's just 3 steps. First, just pause, take a breath, and try to quiet that inner chatter. Step 2, trust your gut. What's that first clear instinct telling you to do? And then, step 3, just act on it. Move forward and don't get trapped second-guessing yourself in that what-if loop. Okay, so let's flip to the other side of the coin here, burnout. If overthinking is like spinning your wheels in park, burnout is what happens when you're just constantly pushing, constantly trying to force your way up this incredibly steep hill. It's that deep exhaustion that comes from all that continuous, forced effort. And this is where Wu Wei really flips the script on our modern hustle culture. That whole grind-it-out mentality, it demands maximum effort, but a lot of the time you get pretty low results. The Wu Wei way is the total opposite. It's about using a small, targeted amount of effort at exactly the right moment to get a huge result. I mean, it is the literal definition of working smarter, not harder. So the key here, the really crucial thing, is timing. Think about a smart farmer. They know you don't plant seeds in the middle of winter when the ground is frozen solid. That would be a complete waste of time and energy. No, they wait. They wait for spring, when the soil is ready, when everything is perfect for growth. Wu Wei is really about developing that same wisdom, knowing when it's springtime for your actions. And you can start putting this into practice in some really concrete ways, like setting firm digital boundaries. Maybe a hard rule, no email after 7 p.m., or figuring out when you're in your natural flow state and protecting that time for your most important stuff. And maybe the simplest one of all, just listen to your body's signals. Each one is a small way to honor your natural rhythm instead of just forcing it all the time. Now, these tips are great. They're fantastic. But Wu Wei isn't just a list of life hacks you can check off. It's bigger than that. It's about building a whole new habit, a really fundamental shift in how you see and approach your life. It's about creating a path to a more lasting state of flow.
And this brings me to one last analogy. And this one's all about strength and resilience. Imagine a huge, powerful storm. The big, rigid oak tree might fight the wind and snap in half. But the bamboo bends with the wind. And because it bends, it survives. Its flexibility is its strength. That's the core of Wu Wei. You achieve what you want through being adaptable, not by using brute force.
And you can build this kind of resilience in tiny, everyday moments. Seriously, next time you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting all angry, just try to adapt to the flow of it. If you're in a tense conversation, try an experiment. Listen more and push your own point less. Feeling like you have to post on social media? If it feels forced, just unplug. Every single one of these is a tiny little shift that, you do it enough, builds a really powerful new mindset.
And I really want to make this crystal clear. This is not about giving up on your goals. It's not about abandoning your ambitions at all. Far from it. This is a strategy to help you achieve those goals just more effectively, more sustainably, and without totally burning yourself out and losing your sanity along the way.
So it all really boils down to this one thing. The next time you feel that pressure building, that feeling of being totally overwhelmed, or you just feel completely and utterly stuck, I want you to stop for just a second. Just pause and ask yourself one simple question. What is the effortless path here? More often than not, the answer is waiting right there for you to stop pushing against the rock and, like water, simply flow around it.